Morning, y'all. It is Wednesday, May 7th. Foggy morning outside for us, but it's usually that way when we get a lot of rain. This country's not really equipped to handle a whole lot of moisture, and it seems like when we get quite a bit of rain, we'll have some mornings that are foggy because that old moisture in the ground just has to lift. But have no fear, in my part of the world, the wind will start blowing here in a little bit, and then pretty quick behind it, the dust will come. Let's get into it this morning. Jesus calling for Wednesday, May 7th. If you learn to trust me, really trust me, with your whole being, then nothing can separate you from my peace. Everything you endure can be put to good use by allowing it to train you in trusting me. This is how you foil the works of evil, growing in grace through the very adversity that was meant to harm you. Joseph was a prime example of this divine reversal, declaring to his brothers, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." You ever noticed how many times when somebody's really going at things with a bad mindset, they're really out to get somebody? You ever been in a spot where somebody done you wrong and man, it just ate you up? You were all over them about getting back at them. And, nothing diabolical, but you were going to set the deal right. And before it was over with, not only did you not necessarily set it right, but you learned a lesson. To me, that's when God comes in. All right. And if you'd have put him first, he'd have handled it first for you. That was my problem. When I lost my temper, I never put him first. And man, that old temper is a hard thing to deal with. But that old pride, it seems like it's hard to swallow, but it'll go on down. And that crow tastes like crap. So I recommend not having to eat it. So let's try to learn, and I'm with you on this one. Let's try to learn before we lose it, to put it in front of him and let him deal with it. I've never seen anything like it. If you're brave enough to do it, and it's things I'm learning to do. But if you say, wait a minute, God, that's yours, you know what, take it. You just do it like you want it done. It's amazing how it'll work out. And I don't mean sit down. I mean, we got to give him something to work with. But don't just jump in front of him and try to force the outcome when you feel wronged. Let him work it out. In fact, go to him and tell him, you trust in him. And he will work it out. Do not fear what this day or any day may bring your way. Concentrate on trusting me and on doing what needs to be done. Relax in my sovereignty, remembering that I go before you as well as with you into each day. Fear no evil, for I can bring good out of every situation you will ever encounter. That pretty well says it. Faith and trust and obedience. And again, I'm not whipping you over the head with a Bible here. I'm just, the little things that a devotional like this will teach you, and the little bit of getting into the scripture that it gives, can make your life so much better. I mean, there's been things lately that before I would have started into, well, I'll tell you, and just go at it. And it'd have been followed by a whole chorus of words that you don't need to say in church. All right? And I still cuss. I still have a sense of humor. Those things, but there's some things you won't catch me saying. And there's some things that I try to weed out of my life. And I noticed that it's a habit. It's just a habit to break. I'm not intending on cursing God. Never have been. But as my walk narrows, it's a habit I got to break. And man, there's days. Normal day, no problem. Lose my stuff over something, and there it comes. And I think what it is to me now is it's the biggest indicator that I'm out of bounds. I'm out of where I should be. When that starts coming out of me, I'm out of the grace of God. I'm out of the things he's given me. I'm out of the joy, peace, forgiveness, love, all those things. So if you're like me, That's what I'm learning, and that's a good indicator. And again, I'm not telling you how to live. I'm telling you how it's helping me live. Scripture it gives this morning is Isaiah 26:4, Genesis 50:20, Psalm 23:4. And I'm sure we'll get into those tonight. Tonight is Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m., Bible study. We'll try to get Candace to come help me with it. She's always a big addition to it. We'll do that tonight, 7 p.m. Central, if y'all can join. Hey, great, it'll be right here on TikTok. We'll just do a live. We go back and forth. We answer questions. We talk. We visit. We try to just spend a little fellowship, you know, a little, if you will, a little church time over the old TikTok live. Guys, joy comes in the morning. Put it with some love, peace, kindness, forgiveness, gratitude, thankfulness. Keep it with you. We live in a world where you're going to need it. I think with today's lesson, remember to try to give it to God, and remember to try to put God in front of you when you go into a situation. In fact, in everything you do, give it to Him. Let Him work it out. You just go do your part. And remember, through all of that, you may be the only Bible a person ever reads. Act accordingly. See y'all tonight at 7. Have a great day.